Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Very warm welcome to this session on use case diagrams. In our previous session, we learned what is UML, which all different types of diagrams are there, how we can use these diagrams in during our software life cycle. In this session, we will take the use case diagram as a concrete example. We will do a deep drill down of it and understand all the concepts behind use case diagram and how easy it is to represent. Myself, I am Chandra. I am going to explain you today with use case diagrams. As we learned in our previous session during software lifecycle, we use different types of diagrams. I'm specifically today talking about use case diagram. Use case diagrams are used during the requirement gathering phase, means when we are interacting with the customer for the first time and trying to collect their requirements, you typically go with the use case diagrams. And these use case diagrams are behavioral, means they are dynamic. So when you approach the customer, either you could be a sales manager or you could be a data analyst or whosoever who are interacting with the customer and trying to grasp the problems what customer is explaining his problem, and you have got a fantastic idea and you wanted to represent your solution through the software to solve his problem. That's where the use case diagrams comes in handy, and also it helps us to do the estimation how many use cases has to be implemented for such a software. It represents graphically which all scenarios has to be covered and implemented by the software. To write the use case diagram, you need couple of components. The first component is called actor. The second component is use case, and the third component is the relation between the actor and the use case. Who is an actor? Anyone who is interacting with the system is an actor. For example, if you are interacting with ATM machine for withdrawing of money, then you become the actor. If an operator is switching on a motor, right, then he is initiating the motor switch on use case, then he will become the actor. Means anyone who is interacting with the system or who is starting the workflow is called as an actor. Any use case is the set of functionalities or the set of detailed actions what you carry out is a use case. For example, login is a use case. If we take bank as an example, cash withdrawal is a use case, cash deposit is a use case, money transfer is a use case. Similarly, the relation, if we are explaining the operator who is initiating has got a relation. Relations are represented with a straight line with which type of use case he is interacting. Now with this, let's try to understand a little bit on the use case diagram rules. There are typically two types of actors, primary actor and secondary actor. Primary actor is the actor who initiates the use case. Secondary actor is the actor who responds to the use case. And boundary conditions are represented with the rectangle as mentioned here. Let's try to understand this with a typical example. I'm taking an example of web-based training where student is an actor, means he wants to learn some new subject by viewing to the videos and write exam. Similarly, faculty or a lecturer is in another actor who is initiating few use cases like uploading of lecture, giving of marks and so on, and what action he does take. And these two are primary actors because they are initiating the use case. Secondary actor is from the server side. So he is responding to the each request that is sent from the client. Let's try to understand. A student can log in, he can attend the classes by viewing the videos that were uploaded, and towards the end he can take the exam. Similarly, a faculty can log into the system, he can upload his lecturers and videos and give the marks for the exam that is taken by the student. And all these things are represented by the web server. Now let's move forward with the different components and use case diagrams. There are different types of use cases. Basically, implicit or inclusive use cases, which includes means one use case includes another use case. Withdrawing of cash includes customer authentication by default, right? If you want to do withdrawal or transferring of money across the bank, then this use case by implicitly it's included. Similarly, there are some exclude use cases, means it is not mandatory to have this use case. They are optional use cases. For example, if you are filling an online form, getting the help, clicking on the help to understand what it is an optional use case, right? Similarly, if you are booking a ticket, then giving the feedback is an optional use case. And generalization is also represented. For example, car and bus are specific. Vehicle is a generalization mechanism of representing. With this knowledge, let's try to understand one specific example of ATM machine where all these things are used. Now, I am starting with the two users or basically actors, bank user and bank operator. Means one guy can do the maintenance and he can reload the money, upload and correct the machine. And another guy is the bank user who has got an account in that bank and he can withdraw the money. For example, a bank user has got his account. He goes with his ATM card to withdraw the money. He has the option either to withdraw from current account or savings account, right? And he can do that from the server. Similarly, he can check the balance from the balance and implicitly he is checking that with the server. Similarly, a maintenance operator can do one maintenance or multiple maintenances. To do all these workflows, they have to include by default entering of PIN, means either to withdraw or to balance inquiry or to do a maintenance or to do some sort of deposit or correcting of the machine. Everyone has to enter their proper user ID and password, means valid PIN. In this case, ATM card and the PIN what he has to got. And then if it is correct, then only it allows us to do these use cases to execute. Here the boundary condition is represented through the ATM and server will become the secondary actor. Primary actors are bank user and maintenance operator. With this, I would like to end this section on use case diagrams. In subsequent sessions, we will learn more about other types of UML diagrams. Thank you very much for listening.